We're going to talk about a new segment. Well, it's an old segment revisited. It is the dreaded dun 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 deal killer. It's out there that there's a lot of home inspectors who wear it like a badge of honor. Hey, I killed so many deals this year because I'm super thorough. Well, that's not really why we're doing this. A good home inspector basically is simply going through a house, describing it to somebody who's thinking about buying the house. That way they know exactly what they're buying. We're not trying to exaggerate little things to make it more substantial. And conversely, we're not trying to gloss over things to make it more palatable for a buyer either. We're not trying to make the deal go through. We're not trying to prevent the deal from going through. Really, a good home inspector is just accurately describing a house. The key to doing a quality home inspection when it comes to reporting is just accurately emphasizing the items that you find. For example, a window lock doesn't work right. I mean, it's not functioning right. I should tell them that the window lock doesn't work. But I mean, it's not exactly a federal case. On the other hand, if there's a crack in the foundation and there's evidence that the foundation has moved a lot, maybe has moved more than one time, has shifted, water intrusions happening, that's a big deal. Now, that should be emphasized a little bit more importantly for a couple reasons. One, something like that, or something like significant termite damage. This would be potentially a structural compromise and be a serious factor to the home. But you should also let them know that, for the most part, it can be fixed. The key is framing the deficiencies with the appropriate amount of weight. The heat doesn't work. All right, you need to have heat so you can live here. It's cold in New England in the winter, so you got to have that. This is old but still working. All right, a water heater, for example. Let's just say they last about 10 years. Tell them, hey, this one is 13 years old. It's outlived its lifespan. Plan that you're going to have to replace it soon, even though it's working today. It's okay to tell them that something's expected to fail based on average life and the actual age of it. But you also got to tell them it's working right now. I don't think I've killed a deal. I describe a house. If there are conditions that make it non-financially responsible to buy the house or not safe for them to live there, and the seller can't fix it and the buyer doesn't have the means to fix it, it's maybe not the right house for that particular transaction to occur between those two people. So the buyer has walked from a transaction based on information I've given them. Obviously that's happened, but I don't think I've gone out there and just killed a deal for no reason. Everything is not catastrophic. So you just got to temper it appropriately. We feel when we do a home inspection, in addition to describing the house, we really educate the customer and we give them a great home inspection experience. Even if the information they get about the house doesn't necessarily make them happy, the experience of going through the home inspection and us relaying all that information to them in a digestible fashion is still a good experience. And if they walk away from the house, then they do. Who is the real deal killer out there? It's not me. It's not most of the home inspectors. The real deal killer, it could be the relatives of the buyer. When dad shows up with his own flashlight, safety glasses, screwdriver, tape measure, etc., he's ready to do some work. The dad oftentimes is a deal killer. Many times, dad paraphrases what we say in a way that is much worse than we actually said it. They impart their own opinions and everything on there. So we stick with our system. We let mom and dad and everybody interject. They're going to talk and do what they want, but we stay focused and stick to the course. That way, the customer gets the best home inspection we can give them every single time. However, sometimes the opinion of mom and dad, generally not licensed home inspectors or contractors, can cloud the judgment of the buyer. And there's nothing I can do about that. You got to watch out for the rephrasing of what the home inspector says. Pay attention to what the home inspector says and what they write, and that is the real deal. So, when it comes to deal killers, yes, there are deal killer, dun dun dun, home inspectors out there who feel like it's their job to kill deals, but most of us are just good guys. Most of us have tradesman backgrounds, and we can just educate the buyer on what's going on, what the conditions are, and then, yeah, sometimes there are surprises that happen. That's what kills deals, is inaccurate disclosures. People that have common sense usually can kind of work their way through the secondary negotiation after the home inspection and still get the deal done.